Hey there, space enthusiasts! In the vast expanse of the cosmos, a remarkable star system called TRAPPIST 1 has captured the attention of scientists and stargazers alike. Located 40 light years away from Earth, this intriguing system is home to 7 planets, some of which reside in the habitable zone where liquid water could exist. Among them, TRAPPIST-1c has piqued the curiosity of researchers who have been on a quest to uncover the secrets of its atmosphere. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have got some exciting news from the TRAPPIST-1 star system. Remember that famous system NASA announced a few years ago? Well, turns out it's been causing quite a stir in the scientific community. So, grab your telescopes and let's dive into the latest discoveries. Now, if you're not familiar with TRAPPIST-1, let me bring you up to speed. It's a star system that caught our attention back in 2017. Why? Because it contains 7 Earth-like planets. People? 7. Imagine that. These planets, known as terrestrial planets, are pretty similar to our good old Earth in terms of mass and density. And guess what? 4 of them are even located in what scientists call the habitable zone. That's like the Goldilocks zone, where conditions could potentially support life. You know, the kind of discovery that gets scientists all giddy with excitement. But as time went on, more observations and calculations started pouring in. Things got a little bit complicated. It's like trying to solve a cosmic puzzle. On one hand, some studies suggest the presence of water and possibility of hospitable conditions on this planet. On the other hand, some said, hold your horses folks, these planets might have a totally different composition, rocky surface and maybe even water, but not exactly what we had in mind. Fast forward to today, and the scientific community has been eagerly waiting for the James Webb Space Telescope to shed some light on this star system. Its mission? To take a closer look at these planets and reveal their secrets. Can you feel the suspense building? Just a few months ago, one investigation focused on the closest planet, TRAPPIST-1b, and let me tell you, the findings were intriguing. Scientists discovered that this hot planet does not seem to have a significant atmosphere made of hydrogen and carbon dioxide. Instead, they found something resembling our very own Mercury. Picture a dark planet, scorching hot on one side and possibly freezing cold on the other. But hey, it's larger and more massive than Mercury. So, not your average discovery, but still an important one. And now let's move on to TRAPPIST-1c, the second planet in this intriguing system. But before we dive into the details, let's jog our memory a bit. TRAPPIST-1 is a red dwarf star, much older than our Sun and located around 41 light years away. It's a bit shy, not emitting as much starlight as our Sun, but hey, it's got its own charm. Now remember, these planets are closer to their star than we are to our Sun. It's like the moons of Jupiter, always facing the same side towards their star. Talk about a hot and cold relationship. Scientists believe this is the most likely scenario, but they still are investigating. What makes the star system even more interesting is its age. It's a wise one, my friend. At 7.6 billion years old, it's a good 3 billion years older than Earth and the Sun. Imagine the stories it could tell. So, with all this time to evolve, these planets are most likely very different from anything we have seen in our solar system. It's like exploring a whole new neighborhood of galaxies. And guess what? This neighborhood seems to be quite popular. Many similar red dwarf stars harbor similar planets in similar locations. What happens here might just happen elsewhere too. But let's focus on the exciting part. Planets D, E, F and maybe G are the ones that have got scientists buzzing. They're in the sweet spot, the habitable zone, where liquid water could potentially exist. But here's the catch, for life to thrive, you need a proper atmosphere. And that's exactly what scientists are trying to figure out by studying these planets' emissions. You see, they're using some pretty fancy techniques. By observing the planets as it orbits its star and analyzing the reflections from its surface, they can detect specific wavelengths of light. And in this case, they're looking for a particular 15 micron wavelength. It's like their secret detective tool. The amount of mid-infrared light at 15 microns is directly related to the planet's surface temperature, which is influenced by the atmosphere. For example, carbon dioxide usually absorbs this wavelength of light. So, if there is a thin carbon dioxide atmosphere, you'd see a significant dip in the data. But what did they find? Drumroll please. The observations and analysis suggest that there is no substantial atmosphere or an extremely thin one. It's like the planet is playing hide and seek with its atmosphere. But don't be disheartened just yet. There could be other possibilities. Imagine an oxygen-dominated atmosphere. Pretty cool, right? Well, not so fast. It's a bit tricky to explain the origin of oxygen on a planet so close to its star. Or maybe ammonia or methane, like our friend Titan. But again, the proximity to the star would make these atmospheres short-lived, unless there's something replenishing them. Any guesses? Water-based atmosphere. That's always a popular option. But here's the challenge. How does the water survive on a scorching hot planet? It's like having a never-ending beach party under the sun. You'd need a massive ocean on the surface, and based on density calculations, that's not looking very likely. Okay, how about hydrogen and helium? Just like our friendly gas giants, Saturn and Jupiter. Well, these volatiles don't stick around for long unless the planet is massive. So, not the most probable scenario. And last but not least, the atmosphere we are very familiar with. Good old nitrogen based, just like Earth. Nitrogen, the stuff we breathe in every day. But detecting nitrogen from a distance is quite challenging, and its stability and presence depends on various factors. It's a tricky one, but here's the kicker. Nitrogen would also need a constant source to replenish itself, and without that, it's not hanging around for long. So, based on all these considerations, the initial hope of finding carbon dioxide-based atmosphere on TRAPPIST-1 seems to have hit a roadblock. The observations indicate either a barren planet or an atmosphere that's playing hard to get. The surface temperature measurements show it's scorching hot, around 107 degrees Celsius or 220 Fahrenheit, and the reflectivity suggests it's mostly barren rock, akin to our neighborhood Mars. But hey, it's still a fascinating discovery, unveiling a world we had never imagined. TRAPPIST-1c might just be a super-sized Mercury, a planet with extreme temperature differences, blazing hot on one side and possibly freezing on the other. If it had an atmosphere, it could help redistribute some of that heat. But based on current data, it doesn't seem to be the case. So while observations might not align with scientists' initial expectations, they provide valuable insights into the nature of this intriguing world. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the diversity of planets out there and the potential for life beyond our own. Stay tuned for more updates as scientists continue to unravel the mysteries of these captivating planets. Until then, keep your eyes on the skies and keep exploring the wonders of our vast universe. Thank you.